right, we're gonna do a part 2 because an alarm cut me off, and I hate that. And I can't even do anything about it. I apologize. After all my years of digesting law of attraction and law of assumption content, down to reading all the books, digesting all the information, trial and erroring it, making sure that it actually worked and was something that was actually backed by science, I condensed everything into my manifestation blueprint, which is essentially like a 55-page study guide. And I'm not promoting this right now, but I'm just giving background for where this manifestation equation came from. I condensed all my teachings because I thought, quite silly, I guess, that if it's published in a book, yeah, it must be facts, because otherwise that's quite a bold claim that a lot of people could call that person out on. Like, I found a lot of things, and obviously like Think and Grow Rich and a lot of other attraction and assumption books that ended up being factually incorrect. So my manifestation blueprint is like condensing all that material into one thing with 6 pages of affirmations, YouTube explanations, and subs. Out of everything I've learned, where I'm going with this on this tangent is after everything I've learned, after all the books I've read, after all the science experimenting that I did in my little Dexter's Laboratory thing, I boiled manifestation down to this equation. What you think, believe, and assume about yourself plus what you think, believe, and assume about the object of your desire, when both assumed in a favorable direction, is going to get you what you want. Now, that's not profound information. That's not like I'm the first person to tell you that. But I found that when I condensed things into an equation after dealing with what is literally hundreds of clients, despite being a relatively small page, I needed to explain the same thing again and again and again. So I created the equation as a way to help people problem solve their limiting beliefs so that they can actually get tangible results. So the equation is used: what you think, believe, and assume about yourself, what you think, believe, and assume about the object of your desire, i.e. money, fame, success, business, appearance, anything, is going to equal an instant manifestation when assumed favorably. That's how I have 24-hour success stories literally plastered all over my TikTok. That's how. Like, I don't know, this equation was just something that was very easy to digest, that people could really just understand. And even in some instances without coaching, they were able to get results all on their own. And some people who still struggled and needed extra support or reassurance naturally booked with me, and we ended up still getting it. So it wasn't even anything to be concerned about. But where I'm coming to with this is we have a lot of unfavorable assumptions about love, about money, about business, about appearance, that are what we learned either through our adolescence or through every relationship, or how much money wasn't there for us, or how every time I ate sweets I gained 5 pounds. That has been dominantly playing on autopilot. In some instances, you may not even be aware of what things are actually playing in the background, and then you're just looking around and you're like, I don't want this. But here's the thing where a lot of people try to take on the victim archetype, and I used to be one of those people, and I've come out on the other side of that because I had to really clean up my act. Once again, I think a big reason why a lot of people relate to me is I'm very open and candid about how and where I struggled and how I actually got out of it. So, sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought as I go on tangents quite often, and people that are on my TikTok lives know that. Where I want to go with that, give me a second, it's going to come to me, is I'm going to just try to talk and see if it comes back to me. Is this: we have a lot of unfavorable programmings from our youth of I've been left, I've been cheated on, I've been lied to, men are cheats, men are liars, men are this, men are that. And people want to take this and place it in front of their face and place all their focus on this, and then wonder why they can't manifest the love of their life in. There's a fundamental problem there. I talk about this a lot on my page, and this is not where I was going with, but I guess we're going to go there until that thought circles back around. I describe a manifestation, no matter what it may be, as building a house. And the foundation of the house, you can see how many visual examples I'm giving because I really want you guys to understand that. Here's a house. The foundation of the house represents your self-concept. This is how some people get stuck doing years of techniques with no results. You can spend your whole life going from technique to technique, content creator to content creator, trying 369 to 555, to drinking water, to thinking you're a good person, but still everybody but my SP, and all these things in between, right? But if your foundation representing our self-concept has cracks in it, you can affirm for your SP or money until you are blue in the face and never see results. And this is what I mean by that. I went on a tangent about how affirming for your SP is not the way to manifest somebody, because if you still have gaps in your concrete foundation that say, I'm not good enough, I'm not chosen, or everyone but me, you can say, he loves me, he cares about me, he's thinking of me. But what's going to happen? He's going to reflect that to you temporarily, and then your underlying beliefs of, I'm not good enough, I'm not chosen, everyone but me, is going to end up also manifesting in him maybe following more people, going out of the relationship, not really thinking that he has feelings the way that he wanted to. And then we sit here and we wonder, everything was fine until 5 minutes ago, but it wasn't actually 5 minutes ago. These patterns have been sitting here dormantly in a cracked foundation that is preventing you from actually truly manifesting what it is that you're after. And the same thing applies for money, the same thing applies for appearance change, the same thing applies for each and everything, because we're all made of atoms. Where we place our attention, that's where we can literally focus something into existence. So some people talk to me and they ask me and they're like, how is this different from magic? And I was like, it's nowhere near anything to do with magic. What magic is and what magic tries to do is it tries to conform your person in the present reality, where, let's say this was the one where I think they didn't want you or they hated your guts. Let's pretend this is this reality and this is where I'm at. You're going to use these herbs, and this lady's going to light this candle. Quite ironic, actually. This lady's going to light this candle, and then she's going to make the third party go away. But why magic doesn't work and why tarot doesn't work is your assumptions still aren't changed. So she's lighting that candle as you still have a cracked foundation of, I'm not good enough, I'm second best, who I want doesn't want me back, and perhaps a variety of other things. I'm not special enough, I'm not going to be chosen, I'm not worthy of the love I desire the way I desire it. And then we can affirm, he loves me, he wants to be with me, he chooses me, but then he comes in, he loves you temporarily, he chooses you temporarily, but then what happens? The house still crumbles. The house still crumbles, guys. Unless we're able to address what got us here in the first place, in no contact, in no breakup, in looking for rent for the month, until we address the foundational cracks, we cannot go forward. We cannot. We absolutely cannot. Just like how, and I'm looping back around to, there's a parallel reality where you and your person never meet, where you hate each other's guts, and where you're head over heels in love with each other. Every possible reality exists depending on where you're placing your attention. You have to be able to have the mental discipline to be temporarily uncomfortable by thinking favorable thoughts in the direction of where you want to go and actually fixing the foundational cracks. I find that some people may not have an issue in their foundation with being chosen, but where they have an issue is men don't stay in my life, or women don't stay in my life, or women are just after money and they're not actually interested in loving me. So you may have a good high self-concept in a sense that I'm chosen, but where things fall apart is, well, they don't stick around. They're not with me through thick and thin. And you can't fill a self-concept gap of people don't stay in my life with I'm chosen. That's like putting a square peg into a round hole. It doesn't work. One thing needs to fill the other. And in my manifestation equation, what I talk about is, depending on where you're problem solving your limiting beliefs on both sides of the equation, you need an exact counter affirmation, an exact brain flip of that affirmation in a positive thing. Because I am chosen and men don't stay around are still two different categories. You can be chosen, but then never keep love in your life. So what do we need to do? We need to be able to fix 1 for 1, not 1 for 2. Make sure when you use that equation and when you digest the information that's in here, you're actually using the exact correlation of that limiting belief. Because once you problem solve your own limiting beliefs, and if I were to snap my fingers here and now, and you have a whole and healed self-concept, and I were to snap my fingers right now, and you have a whole and healed concept of your person, place, or thing, how could it take a year to manifest? How? How could it take 6 months to manifest? How? Pause the video, sit and think about it. I really want to know in the comments down below, how? If I snap my fingers, you have a whole and healed self-concept about yourself and the object of your desire. How is it going to take that long to manifest? My page has become a little controversial because I tell people they can have really fast results. Because you can. There are infinite parallel realities. Things can change overnight. Miss Ava Onfoy, I hope I'm saying that right. She talks about this also. Your whole life can change in an instant. In an instant. Because the work that you're putting in the background, although you may not see it, is impacting your person. Because when you heal that self-concept concrete foundation of I'm not good enough with I am good enough, I'm not chosen with I am chosen, I am not important, or I'm not the prize, I'm not the priority, with I am important, I am the prize, I am the priority, they have to come back and reflect that to you. So you taking time to work on yourself is actually fixing why they went away in the first place. And people are scared that what happens if I don't contact them? It would take a Thor level strength of individual to get text messages and then say, yeah, I'm in a relationship, when they're dry, there's absence of time between text messages, they come with the profession of feelings, they don't come with the profession of feelings, they're, like, we like to overthink when we are in communication. We feel like I need the communication because if I don't have the communication, they're going to forget about me. They've already left the situation because of those gaps in self-concept. So by you actually putting yourself first, you're going to be a magnet to them. Because once again, when you replace I'm not good enough with I am good enough, when you replace I'm never someone that, they choose to stay with I am a once in a lifetime woman, and who I'm with sees that and they reflect that back to me. How could they not choose you? How could they not think you're good enough? How? It's an honest question, guys. I want you to answer it. I want to be very logical with you, even though manifestation is not logical. I want to be very logical with you. How? How? Your person would have to defy the law of physics. The law of physics. I promise you, although we are God of our reality, we're not above physics. We're not above it. We're not that special. And neither is he, and neither is she. I promise. Some people thinking that they defy the law of physics and their self-detonating system wants to be like, no, but this is what happened. No, but this is what happened. You know what you're doing when you react to the 3D and when you allow them to be in your life in a garbage capacity? You know what you're doing? You're pouring water on the metaphorical, let's say this is the old story, this is the new story. I know we're changing up a lot of what this is, but like I said, I like visuals and I feel like people enjoy visuals. Let's say this is the metaphorical old story plant, this is the metaphorical new story plant. Every time you're reacting to the 3D, allowing text messages to come in and allow people to mirror you, your old self-concept, you know what you're doing? You're taking a bucket of water, pouring it on the old story plant and wondering why it doesn't die. Take a moment to process that. I'm going to give you guys a good kick in the pants. A good kick in the pants. How can that happen? Like, oh, I don't understand why it's dying. I did some affirmations a few hours ago. Takes another bucket of water and pours it here. And then wonders why this is flourishing. Bro, what the hell are you up to? I need you to stand firm like a freaking pillar, like a tree, firm and unwavering, that even if your person comes and yells in your face, I don't want anything to do with you, you just literally mentally revise that in your head and you're like, I don't care, whatever, about anything you say. Because I know if I change my assumptions about you and me, you will have no choice but to conform. And to go back to there's infinite parallel realities, one where they don't meet, one where they hate each other, one where they love each other. Why free will doesn't exist is because you're placing your focus on where they love you, want to be with you, are committed with you. And in that process, in that reality, they want you. They choose you. They commit to you. They're all in with you. They only have eyes for you and can't even conceptualize being attracted to anybody else. So you're not impacting anybody's free will. For all my law of attraction people that blew up my community, I'm here to get you out of the trenches, homegirl and homeboy. I'm here to get you out of that lifestyle because I wasted years of my life over there, and my whole page is dedicated for you to not make the mistakes I did. That's my whole page. My page is saying I messed up so you don't have to. I was the guinea pig, so you don't have to be that. And with the amount of profound knowledge I have acquired, even just being in the community for not that super long, the way that I'm able to explain things, people just get it and they understand. We are not impacting anybody's free will.